Warning, this video contains images that may disturb some people. Viewers' discretion is advised. Hey, what's up, my brother? How are you, my man?
How's it going, bro?
How you going, my bro? Man, well, thank you for meeting me here today and over the last couple of days, sort of getting these shots done and getting your story out there. Can we tell the viewers who you are, man? Like, just give us a name and where were you born and stuff like that?
Yes, so Victor Oliver Basketball Braithwaite. I was born in Palmerston North Hospital, 5th of August 1994, so I'm 31. You got five sisters and one brother. Parents split when I was quite young. Yeah, mum's Tash and dad's Rob.
Yep.
Yeah.
What was life like growing up as a... That's a big family, man. Like, how did you get along with your siblings and stuff like that?
Yeah,
you guys
so
have similar hobbies?
I didn't grow up with all my siblings. Just one of my sisters, my half sister Serena, and my brother Bobby.
Yep.
Me and my brother Bobby, we used to fight quite a bit, as brothers do. But yeah, we had a good relationship growing up, and me and my little sister, growing up with her was good.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. So, when did you get introduced into biking, bro? Like, when did this happen for you? Like, it sounds like you've done a lot of motorbiking and...
Yeah, so motorbikes became part of my life about 9 years old. My mum bought me my first, it was a PW80.
Yeah, nice, man.
We two-stroke PW80. And, we had a couple of acres out the back of we farm out in Ashley, and that's sort of how I learned how to ride. It's my introduction to motors and motorbikes, and I just fell in love with it. Couldn't get enough of it, really, and just went from a small bike and slowly, upgraded to a racing bike, and ended up getting into racing. And that was a big part of growing up. Had a really good group of mates that were all part of the motocross scene, and some of them were the top riders in New Zealand, so I got to train with them and go to some awesome facilities and meet some of the top New Zealand riders. So
it's a good influence. That was a good influence for you. It was one of your better addictions. And talking on the topic of addictions, like you've obviously had some drug addictions. Is that correct?
Yes. Yep. So I went through a stage of synthetic cannabis when I was younger. I think the whole synthetic cannabis thing was mainly to pass a drug test and be able to work.
Yep.
I didn't want to smoke weed and fail a drug test. So I thought that was the easy way around it, I suppose. But that addiction was really bad. Giving that up when my son was born, I actually ended up picking up the meth pipe. So I gave up one addiction and picked up another, and as they say, the meth, it just destroys you. It takes everything from you.
Yep. Within
about 2.5 years of actually starting on the meth, I lost everything, bro. I lost everything. I had quite a good, network worth of money and cars and things like that. Everything gone within a couple of years to that addiction.
It sounds like it just ate away at everything you had that was good and positive. All the good stuff was something bad,
Yeah, and it turned me into someone I wasn't. A lot of my behaviours when I was on the meth, wasn't me. It was the drug. But can't use that as an excuse. No one put the pipe in my mouth. It was
self-choice,
me.
Right?
Take responsibility for it now. But it definitely destroyed a good part of my life, and it took me away from my family. Took all my direction away from life. I didn't know really what I wanted to do or where I wanted to go. It ended up leading me to rehab and then jail. That was a big turning point, bro. It was jail.
And that's such a massive thing in someone's life is that experience. Do you think that was like the turning point for you though? Like having that jail term and sort of did it wake you up? Like,
really did wake me up. It was I seen it as, it's either I go down this path of destruction or, you know, really try and sort my stuff out for my beautiful family that I had and the support that was around me. And, you know, I was sick of letting everyone down. And, so basically it was a turning point for me. You know, I did go back down, sort of go for a walk down that road, but turned around and came back to the light. It took me a few times to sort of really get it right, but once I did get it right and I saw the other side of life and what, you know, the good side of life and what it can provide if you, you know, stay on that clean track and
and you work hard. You worked hard to get there.
Yeah, you work hard. You reap the rewards, and
absolutely, man.
I suppose that's something that you know, I'll never really go back to, is that addiction and those dark days.
That's awesome. So it's good that you had your wake-up call and then you sort of carried on with life. So with, obviously, you're very much into your motorbiking and things like that, and your biking. Like, obviously your job, you're riding your bike mostly, like to and from work, or?
Yeah. So riding my bike, to work, to and from, you know, to work. And also pretty much just everywhere, bro. Instead of a car, I was on my bike all the time. So
that's awesome, man. So obviously that every time you're on the road, especially on a bike, there's obviously a risk factor, isn't there? So
that's right.
On the day, like, were you on your way home from work, or what was the?
No, so basically on that day, it was a Monday afternoon. I was repairing my bike for a ride on the weekend, so. I just got a part emailed from China. It took a couple of months from China, and finally got this part. And my bike had been off the road, and got it all fixed up, and went for the shakedown ride, and drove to the petrol station, filled it up, and then went out for literally a 5-minute ride, and what turned in from a 5-minute ride turned into
a day that changed everything, eh?
Yeah, not coming home.
So what if we head out there now to the crash site, and we'll take these guys through it all, and of what happened that day, because
we can do that. Yeah, definitely.
From what you've told me so far, man, it's a pretty incredible journey and a really incredible life as well, and this will be inspiring to others.
Yeah.
So we'll let's head out there now, eh?
Wicked.
Let's go, man.
Yeah, so it's on our way out to Lincoln. We're going to go out to the crash site, and I'll give you a bit of a rundown on what happened on the day, and how everything sort of panned out, and go from there.
The drive to the crash site felt endless, as if time itself slowed down to make me feel every breath, every heartbeat. The world outside the window blurred into colours, but inside the car, the weight was crushing. We shared a few laughs, fragile, like glass ready to shatter, but even then I could feel his fear, his trembling silence between words. He wasn't just taking me to a place, he was opening a wound, and I could sense that this was difficult to revisit.
Yeah, so this is the crash site on the corner of Ellesmere Road, heading towards Taitapu, just outside of Lincoln. So basically on the day there was lots of traffic built up in this area, and roadworks, sorry. It was sun glare coming from this direction as well. I was travelling down Ellesmere Road, heading this way. Was going to make a left turn, but decided to go straight. And that was one of the deciding factors, I suppose, in my accident. Not being patient. If I'd been patient that day and waited in the traffic, probably still had my leg. But it was definitely busy and built up that day. It's quite a confusing sort of situation when it happened, but we'll go over and I'll talk you through it a bit more. So this is the intersection here. I was hit just over pulling out of the intersection. Was thrown off the bike and got thrown a good sort of 50 metres or so. Landed on the footpath up here. I don't really remember it. I remember flashes and sort of noises, sounds. But yeah, so it was I landed around here, somewhere around here. There's still, bits and pieces of the truck and things lying around. So it's it's quite a distance, to be thrown off a bike and land on a footpath. Really lucky I don't have brain damage. This is the helmet that was involved in the accident. Big shout out to Harley Davidson. I made sure that I bought a really expensive helmet. And this is probably a big reason why I still have my brain today. And so if anyone's looking for a good helmet, invest in one of these. I remember hearing a lady's voice and her telling me everything's going to be okay, and I don't really remember a hell of a lot, but I do remember being on the gurney and the feeling of the gurney being pushed into the back of the ambulance. A lot of pain when getting pushed in and the jolt. And I remember sort of I was conscious the whole time, but it was like, for me, in my memory, in my brain, it's sort of like I was fading in and out, and the first information I got out to some of the first responders was my full name, and somehow got out my mum's cell phone number. So they ended up calling my mother, and my mum got to the hospital before the ambulance did. So she was actually waiting at the hospital for me. But yeah, I mean, those are definitely, what was going through my head at the time was my family. That's all I could really think about was my partner and my son, my brother and mum, sisters. What's most important to you, really. So those were the main things that sort of I was thinking about at the time, and try not to worry too much on, letting them do their job, really. Yeah, so I suppose looking back at the accident now and what could have been different. I suppose, on the day, like I was saying, my patients came into it, and I just wanted to get home as fast as I could, really. Didn't want to wait in the traffic. But yeah, coming back, I suppose, and looking back, at the actual accident site and seeing how far I was thrown. I'm really lucky to be here, really lucky to be alive. It's a blessing, really. It is a blessing.
Being at the crash site with Victor was very hard to watch. I could see him overthinking every possible outcome of what could have been or should have been. Victor said to me that he takes full responsibility of what happened that day, and that the driver of the vehicle that hit him was only a 17-year-old man.
So, Victor, how do you find it driving with your prosthetic leg? Like, how do you manage to do it?
Yeah, so it came pretty easy, I suppose. It's taken me a bit of time to adjust, because I injured my right foot as well. So not having full movement in that right foot. Just learning how to, brake and how much pressure to apply again. But yeah, driving's come easier than I thought. And yeah, getting my confidence back up in intersections, I suppose, was a big thing. But yeah, it's gone pretty well so far, and yeah.
Myself and Victor headed down to Piki Waihanga in Christchurch for his appointment. This is where people come to get fitted for prosthetics and receive the support they need after losing a limb. I really wanted to capture Victor's emotions and what this place means to him, and it's a beautiful place. It really is.
Yeah, so this is Piki Waihanga, the limb centre. This is where I did a lot of my rehabbing, walking up and down stairs, down hallways, learning the techniques of walking. It's a place that I've spent quite a lot of time rehabbing and getting used to being an amputee. We just got to see out the back and have a look in the workshop. That was really cool, getting to see behind the scenes and what goes into making the legs. A lot of effort and time. Beautiful building. It's been here for quite a while. Right next to Braithwaite Hospital. Yeah.
Every year, this centre helps over 600 amputees and nearly 3,000 people living with disabilities or at risk of limb loss. Inside, there are advanced clinical spaces, rehabilitation rooms and on-site workshops where cutting-edge prosthetics and orthotics are designed and built. This is where people rediscover independence, where a loss becomes the start of something new. And for Victor and so many others, it's a place that changes lives. Being here with Victor, it's hard not to notice how much this moment means to him. As he looks around the room, you can see his eyes catching on every detail. The tools, the prosthetic limbs on display, the moulds stacked neatly in the corner. It's a reminder of where he is and why he's here. Every piece of equipment tells a story of loss, but also of rebuilding. For Victor, being back in this space stirs a lot of memories, but it also brings a quiet sense of hope.
Yes, it's Christchurch Hospital behind us. Spent a total of about 4 months in hospital, 10 weeks here and the rest in Burwood. So a lot of recovery time here, a lot of time spent outside, self-reflection, being pushed around in my big orange chair. Shout out to the brother Levi. I met a lot of amazing people in the hospital and heard a lot of amazing stories. So 9 surgeries later and nearly a year on and standing outside, and beautiful day, and awesome.
Hospitals can be a place of death and life, and anything can happen.
Sort of in between the main hospital and Burwood, I spent about 3 weeks in a old person's home just on respite. And while I was in the old person's home, I actually had a fall and so I had a pelvis surgery. The incident of the fall, I put my pelvis out and had to be taken back and readmitted back to hospital. And I had to re-break my pelvis and do another surgery. In that time, I actually ended up getting a hospital infection, Pseudomonas. So Pseudomonas there's only 2 ways you can really get it. It's from dirty surgical equipment or someone not cleaning their hands properly. That was a big setback for me. I was nearly ready to go home, and found out that I had this big blood collecting under my scar, and my hospital stay was going to be a lot longer. And that was probably the sickest I was when I was in hospital. I had a irrigation machine hooked up to me where it was water was going in one side and being pumped out the other side, and I had a sponge actually inside me and on top of my scar that I had. So yeah, I'd never seen this system before. So it's pretty much bedbound, stuck for the 6-7 weeks. Ended up spending my 30th birthday in hospital. That was sort of coming to the very end of my stay. But yeah, so hospital was rough, but we got through it, and the amazing nurses and healthcare specialists, they were all really, really good, really helpful. Yeah, really give it up to the nurses and everyone that was part of my recovery, looked after me and fed me, and yeah.
So Victor, tell us a little bit about yourself, man, like your journey through all of this.
Yeah, so I suppose, before my accident, I was really sort of active. I loved my tyre fitting job and going riding in the weekends, and yeah, spending time with my family, and I've got a wee dog that I take out running, and
yep.
Yeah, so really active. Liked my hard work at the tyre shop. Was into my men's group.
Yep.
That really helped me out. And yeah, just pretty much like leading up to my accident, was just riding every day, riding every weekend.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So you don't sort of face daily challenges, like your life's pretty normal, right? Like you don't sort of
Yeah,
you don't get off put by having a prosthetic leg and stuff like that. Everything's just normal still. Yeah,
life's pretty normal. I mean, I tried to make it as normal as possible. Having a wee boy that's really active. I can't let my disability hold me back, really.
Yeah.
It's all about mindset, and if you wake up and you think you're going to have a bad day and you've got a negative mindset, then you're most likely going to have a bad day.
Yeah, that's right, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, so I suppose, just keeping that positive mindset, having goals that I can work towards.
Yep.
Those are some really good points that have kept me in direction going forward. And if I can get up every morning and motivate someone with my positivity, then that's my part in changing the world, really.
It's a pretty incredible story, man. Like me, just being with you in these days that we've been filming and stuff like that, and just sort of hearing your story, and I can see it in your face as well, and in your voice. I can hear it too. Like you can actually hear the journey that you had, and I've tried to imagine me being in that same situation, and damn, bro, you've done very, very well, like incredibly well. It's a very inspiring story. Like I've become a bit lazy lately, and I look at this situation. It's like, man, you're still out and about doing things and just living a normal daily life. Like you've not let this hold you back, or you've not let it become an excuse for you to not then go and live a normal life. Like you've done, yeah, really, really well. It's pretty cool to see, man, to be honest.
Yeah, well, that's right, bro. I mean, this could have been an excuse to fall back into my old ways. It could have been an excuse for a lot of things, really, but at the end of the day, I've got a beautiful family and beautiful friends that, the massive support to me. Everyone that came and helped me while I was in hospital, was overwhelming, the support. And to be able to pay that back and show everyone, that I am rehabbing really well, and that life can be the same. It's not changed forever.
Yep.
There's certain parts of my life, that I probably won't get back on a bike for a long time, but
yep.
I've accepted that.
So will you eventually go back out on a bike? Is that something you're aiming for?
Yes.
That's awesome, man. It's I think it's a very bold and brave move. Like it's a very haunting. I think it's a very haunting situation from my perspective, and maybe the viewers that are watching as well. Like that'll be amazing, and I would love to be there to see that. To be honest, bro, that'd be pretty incredible.
Yeah. So I made a promise to my son while I was in hospital that I wouldn't get back on a motorbike until he's left home.
Yep.
That's just something I really want to grow up with my son and see his teenage years out. So, you know, removing those risk factors out of my life until then. Sacrificing for my kids, you know. So I've made that promise to him. I'm going to keep it. And so another 10 years, he's 18 and he can move out of home and I can get a bike.
Yeah, let's go. So the big question is, man, like, where are you going, man? Like, what is Victor's future? Because, I mean, right now, how I've seen it is you've not really changed your lifestyle whatsoever. Like, everything's just normal. And obviously from the accident, that's the day everything did change. But you've kind of like, you've just really not let it affect you. So the big question, man, is where are you going? What is Victor's future? What is a couple of your main goals? Like, what are you wanting to achieve?
Yeah, so for me now, you know, I'll say that my physical labour job career has sort of ended. I'm trying to sort of branch out into some different avenues of work. So I'm looking at social work. There's a couple other avenues that I'm going down at the moment. But yeah, I'd really like to get into something like alcohol and drug counselling or, you know, helping the youth. I've always been into helping other people. So if I could get into that industry, and that's something that I've literally just got onto and just working my CV around at the moment. I think I'm ready to go back into the workforce.
That's awesome.
So that's sort of one of my really big main goals. You know, I've just started driving again, so that's massive. It gives me independence.
Definitely, man.
Getting around and
not having to sort of depend on people, you know, and you would have had to depend on people for a while in those sort of early stages of recovery, and you kind of want that, you know.
It was like being a baby again, to be honest.
Mate, relearning everything. Relearning.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a fact. Like you relearned how to walk, mate. So that's again, man, absolutely incredible story. It's just cool. It's going to be really, hopefully inspiring to other people that are watching and sort of seeing, you know, hearing about a little bit about your life and where you've come from and where you are now and what the future is going to be like for yourself. And it's really, really cool, man. It's been an interesting ride along with you. I pretty much know you now.
Yeah.
I pretty much know you now.
It's been really good to get to
know
know
your story, mate.
Yeah. And I mean, I suppose for me, this story isn't really about me. This story is about for other people, really. For myself, it's, you know, if I can share my journey and help other people that are struggling with health or mental health or anything like that, you know, then that's why I've basically done this story. I don't want to become famous or anything like that, bro.
No. It's not about that. I think it's the idea is that this can open up eyes for people and inspiration. You know, lead people the right way and be hopeful for other people, because people that have been through similar situations might be at that stage where they think, okay, that's the day everything changed and my life's not normal anymore. Well, it's not true. Like, look at you, mate. You are the perfect prime example of you can still do and go about your normal life. Absolutely. And maybe even more now. Like, you might even have more opportunities now because you're pushing yourself harder.
There's a lot of doors that have closed, but there's these new doors that have opened that, you know, I'm still figuring out now. There's new communities that I'm involved in. There's lots of things that have opened up that weren't there before. So.
Absolutely.
You know, there's doors that have closed that might not open again, but then there's new ones that have opened, new opportunity, you know, meeting new people. So it's all part of this next chapter of my life, I suppose. And, you know, just turned 31, so, you know, I'm still young, still got lots of time.
That's awesome, man. No, I'm looking forward to sort of being a part of your journey now and sort of seeing where you're going, and I hope the story can be a massive eye-opener for people and an inspiring one as well. And on everyone that's watching, just to give this man a round of applause for the great job he has done. It's an incredible job to get to where he is now. It's very, very inspiring. And I just want to bless you a beautiful future, bro. And
thanks,
I'm
brother.
sure you have an awesome journey. And
thank you for doing this documentary, and, you know, It's taken us a lot of time, but we've gotten there.
We got there in the end, mate. You got to do it right, eh? And it's just you got to get the right days and the right moments, bro. So no, thank you very much for being, a part of this documentary series, and thank you for sharing your story with all of us. We appreciate your time, and yeah, it's been absolutely epic, and I hope you guys enjoyed that. Really, really cool, really, really intense story. A lot of emotion behind it as well, even for myself. It wasn't even my situation or my life, but I felt very connected to the whole thing, especially being at the crash site. That was something you can sort of visualize it, which is pretty scary. But no, thank you, man. It's been awesome.
Awesome, guys.